What up, everybody?
Here, I know you're gonna dig this.
They'll throw to second for one, and now they got the man trapped in third and tagging out.
And second and two, handoff goes to McCaffrey up the middle, finds a little room, lot more room, and he's off to the races.
Welcome to the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. You're listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show with your host, Kate Diggs from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with the large heart, and co-host Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida. Also co-hosting Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. These are your hosts, bringing you the ultimate in sports news for the ultimate sports fan. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now sit back and prepare to get into another episode of the Just Us Sports Talk Show.
Here, I know you're gonna dig this.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Can you guys hear me real good? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. All right, great.
Yes, sir.
Can hear you.
Great.
Can hear you.
Yep, great. So it sounds like I might have fixed. Rich, say something.
What's up, Kev?
Oh, it's fixed. I think it's fixed, baby. I think we got it
Sounds
fixed
like
now. I think we got it fixed. All right. That hard work I put in, baby. Got to make this thing right. Hey, perseverance is what it's all about. Guys, welcome to another episode for In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network by way of Just Us Sports Talk. It is August the 12th. It's 7:02. I don't know about where you guys live at, but a couple of days ago, we had an F1 come through Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And that thing tore up a whole lot of shrubbery, whole lot of houses, a whole lot of cars. But the thing about it is that nobody got killed. Nobody died from this thing. So that's a blessing right there within itself. But we get tornadoes through here like once every 5 to 6 years. But normally they don't really hit houses. They be in the middle of the street or whatever the case may be. But this was a perfect storm for the perfect tornado. The sad part about it, man, I slept through everything. I woke up next morning. My brother said to me, he said, they got some trees down on Adrian Street. I said, they do? He said, yeah. I said, they ain't nowhere near my house. I looked outside, didn't see nothing. I was chilling. I was like, okay. I got my car and went down the street on Friday. We had tree stumps out of the ground. I mean, these trees had to be, I want to say at least 100 years old, out of the ground, on top of somebody's house, on top of somebody's car. You know what I'm saying? But like again, we did not have any deaths behind this, so that's a blessing within itself. But people, if you believe what the Bible say, then you know what's coming next. You know what I'm saying? So whatever your higher being is, you gotta get right with them, because this is crazy. And then we just had a earthquake in California. It was a 4.4. And they even said the aftershocks was a little bad as well. Can you imagine flying in the LA and you hit down and the earth start doing this while you're on the plane? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing, man. So hopefully nobody got hurt out there as well. Also, we got a situation with Iran getting involved in something they ain't got no business getting involved in across this world. Crazy, man. This is crazy. One more thing before we get into sports is that man is coming to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, supposed to be coming to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania to debate Miss Harris. And the weirdest thing about it is, I think Dana was on the show with me, I think it was 2016, where he flew into Harrisburg and called it a war zone. Now he says, "Oh, it's beautiful. Harrisburg's beautiful now." Back talking again. I tell you what, man. I'm not telling you who to vote for, but I can't. If you're gonna be straight laced, stay straight laced. If you and the thing about it is with Harrisburg, there's nothing that really has changed that dramatically. And Rich can tell you cosmetically for the city of Harrisburg in the last couple of years. Now, what's happening here is that we're getting a new highway, which is supposed to be done in 2040, somewhere around there. But the thing about it is, by the time they get done with the highway, we're gonna probably be behind another 10 years for the highway. That's always happens. I don't know why it does, but that's what happens. But anyway, I just had to get that off my chest. And let's move on. Who we got on the line? We got Dana out there. And we got we have Curry, and I look like this. Is that Lou?
It's Mo.
Oh, that's Mo. Okay. New Jersey. Okay. Yeah, I got you, Mo. Okay. So let's get into this real quick, man. It's a lot that we got to go over. We got 2 hours. We're gonna hopefully get it in. But let's talk about this baseball thing right now. The MLB standing. I'm gonna go around this real quick because I want to get to the wild card situation. So in the American League, you got the Yankees and the Orioles, who are 70-49. Baltimore has won 1 game. They have lost 1 game. They're 5 the last 10. The Yankees have the same exact record as them. They won 1 game. They're 6-4 in the last 10. The Red Sox is right there in that wild card position. Cleveland Indians are 69-49. Holding on, won two in a row, 3-7 in the last 10. Minnesota Twins are 65-52. Lost 2, 64 in the last 10. Kansas City Royals are right there at 65-53. So look like the Red Sox are outside looking in, but if they don't get in, their future is bright right now. The Houston Astros and the Seattle Mariners are tied. 62. Houston is 62-55. They're in first place because they got 1 less loss. They got 1 less loss, and they won 5 in a row, 7-3 in the last 10. But the Mariners are 63-56, and they won 4 in a row. They're 6-4 in the last 10. So it's going to be a barn burner out west there. In the East, we got Philadelphia Phillies, so 69-49. Lost 3 in a row, 4-6 in the last 10. Atlanta Braves are 61-56. Lost 1. They're 3-7 in the last 10. Not good. The Mets are 61-57. Lost 3 in a row, 4-6 in the last 10. They're like half a game out of the second place behind the Braves. Central Division, Milwaukee Brewers have probably got the most comfortable lead out of everybody in the league right now. They're 67-50. They lost 1 game to 64 in the last 10. The St. Louis Cardinals are 60-58, 7.5 games out of first place. Comfortable lead Milwaukee has. Chicago Cubs actually are 59-60, 9 games out of first place. 1-4 in a row. They're 8-2 in the last 10. Out west, the Dodgers are still holding on, 69-49. They won 3 in a row. They're 6-4 in the last 10. The Arizona Diamondbacks are 66-53, 3.5 games out of first place. They won 3 in a row. They're 8-2 in the last 10. San Diego Padres are 66-53, tied for second place, and they won 3 in a row, 8-2 in the last 10. It's a Padres, Padres 8-2 in the last 10. So the Arizona Diamondbacks, the Padres, the Cubs in the East, in the National League are rolling right now, 8-2 in the last 10. And the American League, I don't see nobody. I see only one team, the Astros, 7-3 in the last 10. Then you got the Mariners, 6-4 in the last 10. So we got the stands, but look at this. Let's talk about this wild card situation. So in the wild card situation, where's the wild card? I just had the wild card up here. Did I have the wild card? What's this right here? What's this? Okay, here go the wild card. So in American League, you have the Yankees +4, 4.5, 70-49. You got the Minnesota Twins 65-52. You got the Royals 65-53. You got Seattle 63-56. Boston Red Sox 61-55. Unless Boston does something, Rich, they might be outside looking in. In the American League, National League, you got the Arizona Diamondbacks at 66-53. They're +4. You got the San Diego Padres 66-53, a +4. Atlanta Braves 61-56. Might be looking outside, looking in. New York Mets are 61-57, half a game behind Atlanta Braves, and you look at Atlanta, the Mets, the Cardinals, the Giants all got 60 or 61 wins. So it's gonna be tough. This is about to be tough. It's gonna be it's tough sledding from here on out. And if I'm not mistaken, I know with the Dodgers we have more divisional games. I think we go out to Milwaukee right now, I think, and then they have to play the Braves after that, and then I think everything is home at that point. I'm pretty sure. So they'll be playing some divisional games that's going to really mean something. They're only 3.5 games out of first place with both Arizona and the Padres. And to be honest with you guys, I think they're probably playing the best baseball in the National League right now, from the standings of the winnings and losses. Baltimore's still holding on, as I said before. Anybody got any comments on baseball? My only comment I have is when the season started, they said was no team's going to win 90 games. No team would get 100 wins. Phillies and the Dodgers actually have the best record in the National League, and Baltimore and the Yankees have the best record in the American League. But if you go here and you look at the betting for who going to the World Series, they have the Dodgers and Yankees going to the World Series, followed by the Phillies, the Orioles, the Cleveland Indians, Atlanta Braves are the top 5 teams. I don't know, unless the Dodgers get really, really healthy, really, really soon, really, really fast. I know they're getting bets back. But again, they swept the Pirates, but before that sweep, those games they was losing, and now they're starting to win those games. So they're trying to. I guess they're getting their footing right now. With Mookie Betts coming back, so they got some pitching, through some trades, so they're looking good. Mo, you got anything on your Yankees? Mo, you out there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead.
I think it's hilarious that we're finally playing better once we get healthy. Several years because we weren't healthy.
Okay.
So we're getting better now that we're getting healthy.
Okay. Curry, anything on your Braves? Are you worried yet, or what's going on? Do you think they got something in the tank to get into the wild card position?
Well, I haven't seen no reason to be worried. I mean, I don't think that the Braves. I don't think they're gonna have much going on. They surprised me. They didn't go out and get anybody. They just went out and got recycled players that they've had before and brought them back. And as I always keep saying, it's not what the Phillies is doing. It's just what the Braves aren't doing, and that's just winning games. Because the Phillies aren't really doing anything spectacular, but they're going to probably win a division just because the Braves aren't even competitive.
Yeah, they've both been slipping lately, and I'm looking at what's left for the Braves right now. They got a series with San Francisco, then they go out to LA for the Angels, then they got a series with the Phillies, they got Washington, they got Minnesota, they got a series at Philadelphia, then they play Colorado away, Toronto away, then they go they got Colorado home, Toronto home. They got 2 games with Washington. They got the Dodgers at home. They got 4-game series with the Dodgers. Is that one, 2, 3, 4-game series with the Dodgers. They got Cincinnati, at Miami, New York, and end the season with Kansas City. So that might be a good series at the end because Kansas City might be in the fold to do something at the end of the season. Matthew, what you got for us for Seattle? Do you think they can hold on?
Currently, right now, I believe we can hold on. The pitching last night, which we were on ESPN for the first time on prime time in 20 years, and we took care of the Mets 12-1 and swept them. And currently, with the way that the pitching is, as long as the batting can develop in the way it has in the last 4 games, I think there is a good chance we can win that series in the division. But we'll have to find out in the end of September when we play Houston.
Okay. So looking at Seattle's schedule, they're at Detroit, at Pittsburgh. Oh, y'all going on a long road trip, man. From August 13th to August 21st, you're on the road against Detroit, Pittsburgh. Then you got to fly all the way out to LA, play LA 3 games in a row. Then you got San Fran, Tampa, Angels, Oakland, St. Louis, San Diego, Texas, New York, Texas again, Houston, and Oakland. That's tough. That's a tough schedule right there. That's a tough schedule, man. If you guys can win a division, y'all earned. If y'all can get through that and win a division, y'all earned it. Y'all earned that right. Rich, we looking at who we looking at? Boston. What Boston looking like? Standing. So Boston's sitting at 65-55, 61-55, and the remaining schedule for those guys, you have Texas. You got Texas tonight, 3 games. You're at Baltimore. You're at Houston. Oof. Then you got Arizona, Toronto. Then you go to Detroit. Then you're at the New York Mets. Then you got Chicago, Baltimore, New York, Tampa, Minnesota, Toronto, and Tampa again. Got Tampa at home at the end of the season. Rich, what you think? Rich? Can they pull it? Can they get that wild card?
Not a chance.
Okay.
It's a lot to go through. Houston, they took 3 away from us just recently. We got swept in that one, I believe. Yeah, it's not looking good. So, but it's okay because I didn't expect to be in this position.
Yeah, and again, even though you don't expect to be in a division, the thing about it is though, now you have something you can maybe build off if you don't make it. But it looks really promising for you guys in the future when for next season you got something you can build off of. Man, I'm trying to figure out the live feed. Absolutely. So there you go with baseball, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, let me get baseball out of the way real quick here. Off my tab. Bam. Next up, we want to talk about the Olympics. So, Dana, tell me about the Olympics. What you thought was good about the Olympics? What you thought was bad about the Olympics?
Oh man, I got to give it up to Steph Curry. I got to give it up to Lebanon James and KD. I just love how they rallied around each other to bring that home for the USA. What I didn't like about it, how the Olympic against the training unit was like kind of slow with more lives with the breathing and stuff. I didn't like the security that the security is like getting help. I didn't understand that, but other than all, I like the I even like got a excitement watching them play yesterday.
Oh, they got it in. They got it in.
I didn't know the number 2 had an Embiid on.
They got it in. You see my undercast says.
AKA Brittany Griner.
Yo, my undercast says women's basketball is better than men's basketball. Period. Laugh out loud. Yeah, they got it in. I watched that whole game, man. I was so excited for that, man.
That's what I like.
It was
I mostly like track and field, except for those baskets, right?
okay. Kerry,
Yeah.
what did you like about the Olympics? What you disliked about the Olympics?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not watch much of the Olympics at all. I was away out of town all last week, and so I didn't really get to watch much of the Olympics.
Oh, you got to go back and watch some of this. This was some epic stuff right here, man. I don't know what I don't know about nobody else, but I think this Olympics was one of the better ones than most. And I think because they had a full years to get this thing together. I think France did a pretty good job. What I liked about it most was how they kept you abreast of what was going on. Now you had to get up early in the morning to watch it. But if you recorded, you can go back and watch it. I missed some track and field because of the family reunion. And then I missed some because I was binge watching All American. Finally finished watching that. All American ended pretty good. I like that. So some things I did miss. My wife was really in tune to it though, man. I'm telling you, she was like really in tune to the Olympics. I guess my sports is rubbing off on her a little bit, but I think the only thing I didn't like about it, I just want to say the opening ceremony. That confuses the daylights out of me. I didn't know which way they were going. Only thing I knew that the torch was coming to the stadium in a Louis Vuitton bag or something like that, and took it on a ship. I mean, on a little boat and ride and whatever. But I was lost from that point on when it came to that. But
So
overall,
so
go ahead,
so you're
Rich.
telling me that you like the Australian breakdancing? The women's Australian breakdancing?
I didn't see the women, but I did see the men, right? And I'm gonna say this: no point intended. No point intended. A event that we created, a black person created, didn't represent United States. That was crazy because I'm like, yo, and there's no point intended, but we invented that, and we can't even for the first year we can't get there.
Well,
I didn't understand the scoring part of it because the guy was like, he would put up like the guy would do like this, right? So that means he did the move twice, or he did the same move I did, or something of that nature. But go ahead, Rich.
I mean, in their defense, the Puerto Ricans really embraced the dance too. Like the fact that the bull Victor was there, he looked like he was about 40. And he did pretty well. I thought he represented the U.S. really well. He should have gotten a gold. I don't know how the United States doesn't get a gold medal in breakdancing.
That's what I'm saying. But you know what though? I'm gonna say this to you. If you've never been to Japan, right? That's all they do. That's all you go to. Even when I was in the military, which we're talking about early 80s, late 80s, early 90s. That's all the guys did was breakdance. That's why we always got the girls, because they want to breakdance. We want to dance with the girls, and they get mad if we could take the girls home with us, and they want to know why is these guys coming and getting the girls, but you're just over there breakdancing by yourself, and the girls like, yo, I need somebody to dance with. But they're breakdancing in the mirror. That's all this. They just see themselves breakdancing. So I'm surprised that Japan didn't do well in that. You know what I'm saying? But something that we invented. You know what I'm saying? And my thing, if I would have been a breakdancer, what I did, I'd have came out with some cardboard, put the cardboard down, and did my thing on the cardboard. That would have killed him. That would have killed him.
Yes, boo-boo, yes.
So I got you on that, Rich. Hey, Mo, what you got for us?
That was exactly what I was going to talk about. I was recording part of the Olympics.
Okay.
I was like, nobody from Academia or no black person wanted to just I was on the purple, not up there. I wish that nobody
that was crazy.
All right, but my favorite part was the race. The best race was the 400 women that just took everybody else.
Smoking.
It just shows how dominant the U.S. women were.
Smoking, and them girls are young too. I think the oldest girl on the track team is like 30. You know what I'm saying? That they got some smokers coming back.
I think that race is like 28. So they gonna chill everybody get it for you.
Yeah, they definitely gonna do their thing. Sandman, what you got for us? No, we did you already, right? Did we do Sandman?
No.
Okay, go ahead, Sandman. We're gonna leave Rich for last.
Least favorite moment was probably was outside of the event. It had to do with the U.S. basketball team having their own yacht. While our athletes had to do the cardboard bed in the hotel that the U.S. Olympics gave them. And because there's athletes taking photos of their beds. And they actually had to bring in ACs into their hotel rooms. Because the Olympic committee didn't give them the ACs.
Do you know that the Olympics spent $15 million on amenities for the NBA, for the USA basketball team? Did you know that? That's crazy. $15 million. They spent $15 million on amenities for the basketball team.
That's high bank robbery. They could spend it on their own.
Okay, so what was your best part?
Best part's gonna be in women's wrestling.
I missed it.
I was watching a bronze medal match. And this lady from Japan. She wiped out this woman from Ukraine 10-0. And I thought it'd be a very close match, but I was just so impressed because her speed was so quick. And I was like, geez, I can't move like that when I did wrestling. She other than that. It's just been amazing to see all the other sports.
Rich, what you got for us?
I guess, the basketball, of course. The women were crazy. The track and field. Last week I was waiting for track and field. That was my thing. I didn't really appreciate Sha'Carri not winning the 100. I was upset about how they did her. Shelly Ann. Yeah, that was messed up. But other than that, the 4x1, the 4x4, the 4x4. Gabby Thomas killing in the 200. Smoked them like she was cold.
Who ran the hurdles? The 200 meter hurdles. Who was that?
Well, I thought they only did a 100. They did a 1 and a 4.
Okay, maybe it's 400 hurdles. Whoever that was for the United States, it was.
McLaughlin Levrone, I can't think of her name.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. She could have walked across. She could have walked across the fence line when she. I was like, wow.
Well, she broke her world record for like the fourth or fifth time.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is,
she's the GOAT.
Think about this though. She breaks her record, and she's not being pushed. Let's think if she gets pushed, how fast she can run, and how the record that she could break if she does it with somebody pushing her behind. What didn't you like about the Olympics? Rich.
Oh, I didn't know you were talking to me.
Yeah.
That they're over. Like, I enjoyed the Olympics. This is the first time that I actually really watched it. And it was great. I thought the Olympics were excellent this year.
Okay. All right. So we all know that the Olympics going to be in California, Los Angeles in 2028, right? So they've already talked about, if I don't know if you've seen how they have the Olympic logo set up in Los Angeles right now. They're using the Hollywood sign with the Olympic embedded into the sign. That's cool. That's real cool. I like that right there. But they're telling people that own businesses they want them to go on vacation for 17 days because of the traffic that's going to be caused, and that if you go to any event, you're going to have to catch a bus. You're not going to be able to drive there. You have to catch a bus because of how bad the traffic is, and that's crazy. If you ever been, I've been out to LA when it wasn't even. So I went out to LA. Last time I went to LA was in February when they had the All-Star game. Man, that traffic was crazy. I tried to go see the Dodger Stadium, couldn't even get to Dodger Stadium. I wanted to go see something else, couldn't even get there. The traffic just is bananas out there. You get out in that traffic, you better have a full tank of gas, or your car's gonna stall out on you because you gotta wait so long. Again, out there, they're probably still working on making new traffic highways and things like that. But by the time they get done, they're gonna be 10 years behind getting it done. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that's thinking about going out to the Olympics in 2028, just make sure that you know that no local, you will not be able to drive anywhere. You'll catch a bus to wherever you got to go, and then you're gonna catch that bus when you got to go back. Now I don't know if the buses come and rotate around or whatever. I think they probably do, but for the most part, if they don't, then you're there for the whole day for whatever going on. So you better be prepared for that. I'm looking forward. I'm really looking forward to the 2028 Olympics. I'm gonna say this though, I think that there's a lot of countries is catching up to the United States, especially in basketball. The men and the women. Even though the women had an ugly game, but they both were playing defense. If you didn't watch that game, you would have thought the only thing you saw was turnovers, this and missed layups, but they was actually playing defense. I mean, they was mugging each other almost on the court. You know what I'm saying? And if people know anything about FIBA basketball, it's rougher than it is NBA or WNBA basketball. You can, even if the ball's on the rim, and a lot of times they don't teach them if the ball's on the rim, you can knock it off. And a lot of times they don't think that. And going forward, if I'm a coach, I'm going to tell my players, look, if the ball's on the rim, you can knock it off. It's not no goaltending. That's just part of the rules in the league. But nobody did that because they're thinking, oh, once it touches the rim, I can't touch it no more. But I'm me as a coach, I got a couple players like, listen, if the ball's on the rim, if you can get to it, knock it off. You know. But again, the score was tight. But the thing about it is they play defense. And as y'all guys know, that's why I live. I live for defense. Offense is good, you know what I'm saying? But defense is better. And them ladies showed out. I'm not taking nothing away from the guys' game. What really loved about was Wemby cried about losing. That shows his passion for the game. That shows the passion. So he's gonna come back in the United States and he's gonna be a baller next year. For sure. But I gotta ask you guys a question. What do you think about the situation with Jason Tatum? Do you think it was numbers? Or do you think that, and I tell people this all the time. I said, Kerr did it to Jason Tatum because when we played him in Golden State, we played him in Boston, we shellacked them. By halftime, we was up by 48 points. So there was no need for the starters to come back in the game, right? And that he put us to sleep that one year in the finals, and them guys remember that. You know what I'm saying? When you disrespect players like that, they're going to remember that kind of stuff. And they shellacked them when they came to Boston. But I jokingly say, I tell people that all the time, but I just can't understand how you can be one of the top 6 players in the NBA and don't get no time in 2 games. And you're telling me it's all about matchups. I don't get that because Jason Tatum plays defense. We've seen that. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he don't play no defense. You know? So anybody got a take on that? Mo, you got a take on that? What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, yeah. First of all, I understand why Kirk did it. He played his guy. He played Durant. He played Steph. He played LeBron. He's big a lot. He also played like where he was playing like Anthony Davis and or Bam and what's called. Tatum could play the two. Tatum could play the three. Tatum could play the four. He played Derek White more the last guy when he played Tatum. Tatum was the only guy on the all team in front of the U.S. On the All NBA, all first team. Everybody else was international. Tatum's the only one.
Hey, can you say that again so Dana can hear you? Mo, can you say that again so Dana can hear you? How many Americans are on? Dana, you listening?
Well, Embiid was on that team too, I think, right? Or is he second team? He might have been second team because second team.
But he's not American.
Only guy born in the U.S. on the first team for the All NBA. All the other four guys ran the next.
Hey, Dana, I hope you heard that. No point intended, Dana, but I hope you heard that.
Dominated them people and had that boogie crowd before the game was in. They take people game over the top, right?
Say it again, Dana.
Tell Wemby there's no crime in basketball until the game is over. Take your biggest man.
Hey Dana, I want to hear what you guys say when Spurs play the Lakers this year about Wemby. Yo, you that's passion,
and another thing.
That's passion.
Another thing. Jason Tatum, tag him up 3 times long. That's his thing.
You know what, man? You such a hater. You such a hater, man. All right. So
I
as
do
far as
agree
the
with
Olympics
one
concerned,
thing.
United States.
I do agree with one thing.
Go ahead, Rich.
That they said Tim Legler said that Jason Tatum is good at a lot of things. Jason Tatum is good at a lot of things. Great at one thing. Not great at one thing. And I agree with that. Jason Tatum is great at a lot of stuff. Good at a lot of stuff. Good at a lot of stuff.
But he's not great.
But he's not great at one thing.
But he's not great at one thing.
Everybody else on that team was actually great at one thing.
Great at one thing.
Yep. I have to agree with you on that one. So United States end up with 126 medals total. United States had 40 gold. China had 40 gold. Japan had 20 gold. United States had 44 silvers. China had 27 silvers. France had 26 silvers. United States had 42 bronze. Germany has 29 bronze, and China has 24 bronze. Now, if I just told you that, y'all would have thought like it. So France came in fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4. France came in fourth, right? Do you guys think that was some home cooking for France?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely some cooking for France, because they had more medals than they had a total of more medals than Japan. And when has Japan been underneath France and Australia? Oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm just going down to the bottom and see. So these are teams. So this a bunch of teams that didn't. Puerto Rico didn't medal in. They only medaled in two events. Wow, I'm shocked at that right there. Yo, baseball didn't? Is baseball next 28? Is that 2028 for baseball?
So if that, what they gotta do is they gotta negotiate with the MLB first for that to be approved. Because with the Olympics coming to the United States, they would have to pause the MLB season for 17 days. And then the question is, in order for them to do that, they have to get a player's vote and an owner's vote. Like, if are players willing to take a pay cut from that? Like, players aren't in the Olympics.
See, that's gonna be kind of tough, man. That's gonna be kind of, because them players. That means 17 games, 17 days. You talking about? So you break that down to, let's say, a 3-game series. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12. So that's 4 teams. That's 4 teams that you could have played in those 17 games. Well, let's say at least 3 teams, because you're gonna take a day off within that. Unless you can make the games be games where you don't have to travel when you come back, that might work. But I don't think we're gonna see baseball there. That if that's the case.
And then the air problem that they are having is finding players from both countries. Like, there's some countries where it's very limited with baseball.
Yeah, you probably looking at what, United States, Puerto Rico, the DR, Japan. You're looking at maybe 8 countries that could, like, really play the game the way it's supposed to be played, if you really think about it. So maybe baseball might not be a part of the Olympics ever.
The DR's going to win the whole thing.
Of course they would. DR, Puerto Rico would probably be in that. And it's sad that that the game was created here in the United States, and somebody else will win. Next up, guys. Question for you guys. So, Kendrick Perkins said that the 2024 NBA team, Olympic team, will beat the Dream Team. Anybody believe that?
Absolutely not.
Nope.
I don't believe that. Anybody believe that? Anybody got say so on that? Excuse me. I'm trying to find where's that. So this is the Dream Team right here. I'm calling them out. I'm going to call you the names out. Christian Laettner, who shouldn't have been on the team. Shaquille O'Neal should have been there. David Robinson, Patrick Ewing. I don't think Embiid could handle either one of those. What's his name from Miami? He might give them a run for the money. What's his name? Help me out with his name. Oh shucks. Bam Adebayo.
Bam.
Yeah, Bam. He could probably give them a run for his money because he's athletic. Okay. And that would be a tough one. Larry Bird basically was at the end of his career, but he still can shoot. Then you got defensive player. You got defensive player Scottie Pippen. You got defensive player and Michael Jordan. You got defensive player and Drexler. You got defensive player Karl Malone. You got John Stockton as a point guard. Chris Mullins, a different story. Charles Barkley and Magic Johnson. And if you look at this team, right? You look at them. They're up there in the age. They're like nobody. Only one was young was Christian Laettner, who was 22. Shouldn't have made the team. Shaquille O'Neal should have made the team. Let's be honest. And I'm gonna say Isaiah Thomas should have been on that team as well. But what I see is guys that can shoot, guys that can play defense. And if you can play defense, that gives you an opportunity to win a game. So you're gonna have Curry on John Stockton, right? Will that balance out? I think John Stockton was a better defender. I know definitely a better defender in Steph Curry, right? Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, better defenders than anybody on that team right now, right? Kai Drexler, Karl Malone. Who's gonna watch Karl Malone? Who's gonna watch Charles Barkley? Or who's now? Now you got David Robinson and Patrick Ewing. Who's gonna watch them? Scottie Pippen, if you put Scottie Pippen on LeBron, then what they gonna do from there? Because he's the engine that makes it run, for real. Then you bring Charles Barkley off the bench. Magic's running the point. Curry ain't gonna watch. Who's gonna watch? Who's gonna watch Curry? I mean, who's gonna watch Magic? You may want to put Tatum on him. You may want to put Derek or Drew Holiday on them guys. But again, Drew Holiday and Derek White was there defensively. They came there to play defense. They wasn't gonna be offensive minded. So I'm Perk's living in the moment right now, but I really don't believe that they had a chance to beat this team. Anybody agree, disagree, comment? Okay.
The only player that would have gave them problems was Devin Booker.
Yeah. I would agree.
Basically, if a dream team would call that practice.
And again, that's where, you look at this team and everybody played defense on this team, but they could score. Everybody could play both ways. You know what I'm saying? And back then you played defense and you play offense. That's why when they come with the 3D player or the 2D player, that's what basketball is about. You're supposed to be a good offensive player. You better be a better defensive player. So when you come and say he's a good 2D or 3D, no, that's his job. His job is to play. His job is to play defense. His job to be offensively minded as well. You're supposed to be able to do both, right? And this list of who we have here, other than Christian Laettner, if I'm not mistaken, I think everybody on that team is in the Hall of Fame other than Christian Laettner. David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, Bird, Pittman, Jordan, Drexel, Karl Malone, Stockton, Chris Mullins, question mark on Chris Mullins, Charles Barkley, and Magic Johnson. That whole team is in the Hall of Fame. Out of that team they had right there, you look at 5-3, LeBron, KD, Steph Curry, or the three that probably would be on the Hall of Fame right now. Then you got some young bucks on the team that hadn't really set the tone, but they could possibly do that. So I don't agree with Perkins on that situation, but it is what it is. Next up, guys, is what time? What do our time look like? What our time look like? I'm looking for the
10 minutes to 8.
10 minutes to 8. Okay, because usually the clock shows me those 10 minutes to 8, so we good on time. Did that. Okay. Next up. So, see what we got here. Get that out the way. We talked about. Let me talk about this. Yeah, we did. Oh, by the way, they're saying the next coach for the men's Olympic team might be the coach from Miami. They I think Kerr they done with Kerr for real. He his explanations just ain't adding up to nobody. So let me see. U.S. men's basketball. Blah, blah, blah. They even already have the 24. They already got the Olympic team for 2028 predictions already out here, guys. This is crazy. Already. But again, the girls balled out, man. They balled out. Summer got that out the way. 24. Steph Curry saying he probably won't be playing on 2028 either. LeBron's not going to play. KD probably not going to play. So it got to be a new group of guys coming through to play for the U.S. team. Let me move this out the way. Okay. Olympics, get this out the way. Ranking. So, NFL news. So, they have on ESPN the regular quarterbacks by trait, best arm, accuracy, and more. So, they say arm strength right now. These are the top 10 arm strength guys, and I It's two I gotta disagree with, but I don't know what he looking at. What my man Dan Orlovsky looking at. So on the arm strength, we have Patrick Mahomes number 1, Josh Allen number 2, Justin Herbert number 3, Matthew Stafford number 4, Aaron Rodgers number 5, Will Levis number 6, Baker Mayfield number 7, Anthony Richardson number 8, Dak Prescott number 9, number 10 you got Lamar Jackson. Okay, so and it says right here, this is what it says. To put together this first line, I weighed 2 components. Having a big arm, first, there's an obvious one. Being able to throw far down the field, we're talking about completing passes of 55 to 60 yards. Second, there's ability to fit the ball into tight windows with zip. Honestly, I learned more on the aspect. These are really difficult passes to make, with quarterbacks throwing a rope from 15 to 20 yards down the field into a small strike zone. I call it stepping on one, and it's critical in the NFL. Weak arms won't get the cut. Let's see here. The top 3 seems obvious. Malone, Allen, Herbert can deliver the ball with serious velocity. We know that each have the ability to find receivers on a deep ball, but I really love watching them effortlessly pump fastballs to intermediate areas of the field. Herbert leads all quarterbacks in tight window completions of 145 since being drafted in 2020. Rounding off the top 5, I have some veterans, Stafford and Rodgers, who can still sling it. Watch the tape, and you'll see Stafford consistently drive the ball to the sidelines, even as he prepares for his age of 36. He says, I pair sophomore quarterbacks here. Levis can thread the ball with a big arm. And if you go back to the Titans Monday night win over the Dolphins in Week 14 last year, you'll see some really firm passes. Everyone knows about Richardson power, and if you don't check out his route, the coach tight end Mo Alex Cox was the last October he could fire at. Now, I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna say I'm not putting Will Levis in this. Where is Tua at in here, and where is Joe Burrows? I'm taking Levis out, and I'm taking Baker out. What I don't know. I'm looking at these quarterbacks, right? And all these quarterbacks, I'm looking at quarterbacks that can outthrow their wide receivers, right? Or they can throw so that the quarterback, so the wide receiver runs to the football. Because if you take, for example, you take Tua and you take Tyreek Hill, right? He opens up when he throws the ball to Tyreek Hill opens up. He turns that 40 into like a sub 3.9 when that ball is coming, because he's looking for the ball to come. So he accelerates faster. So he's throwing the ball to a spot, and Tyreek Hill gets it. I don't understand why he's not on this list. Is there anybody on this list? Is anybody you guys can think of that should be on this list? I took off Levis and Bakerfield and Baker Mayfield off this list. My personal opinion. Rich, what you got?
I took off.
Go ahead, say it, man.
I took off Levis and
Herbert.
Why would you take off Justin Herbert?
With he doesn't, in my opinion, I feel like he doesn't have that strong arm yet.
Okay.
Like, just with the roster he has, there's not much of a strong arm he can do compared to Baker.
Okay, so you take Justin off, and who do you put on?
I would bring in Deshaun.
Deshaun Watson?
Yep.
Okay. Dana, who you got for me? Who do you like this list, or do you think somebody should come off? And if you do, who would you take off, and who would you put on?
I mean, I leave it as it is.
You say you leave it as it is?
I know, yeah, because Baker, I'm watching him when he was going to I forgot what's the book receiver because he's the deep guy. Dang.
You talking for Tampa?
I can't think of his name. Yeah, for Tampa.
The wide receiver they just re-signed. Yeah.
They just re-signed.
Come on, help us out, guys.
I can't think of
the wide receiver for Tampa, the streaker.
Mike Evans.
Mike
Evans. Yep. Okay.
Mike Evans.
Okay.
Yeah, Mike Evans.
So you don't think Tua should be on this list?
I would take off Travis because
who?
The guy he throws. What's his name? What's his name? Travis for the Titans.
Will Levis. Okay, for the Titans.
He throws to Dante.
Hopkins. Is Hopkins there? Hopkins
play with the
Hopkins in.
Yeah, Hopkins.
Okay. Yeah. But I don't know about y'all, but I ain't see that too much last year. Okay. All right. Matthew, who you got for us?
Monday night against the Dolphins.
Yeah, they talked about that. Matthew, who you putting on, taking off, or do you think it should stay as it is?
I feel like with the list, I can agree with you on your suggestive. Like even with Baker, you can make an argument he can stay on the list and take out Herbert. Because they both have like that similarity in their career right now. So you can make an argument, but and then like the replacement, I would put in Deshaun, or even Tua, despite Tua's injury history.
And you know who else? C.J. Stroud should be on this list too. I think he should be somewhere on this list. Okay.
I agree with you with that.
Rich, who you got? Who you got for us, Rich?
CJ.
Yeah, that's good. Talk next week.
Go ahead.
CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud. And I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I think Jordan Love too.
Yeah.
I think both of those should be on this list. I mean, don't get it twisted. Dak Prescott got a cannon. I'm taking Dak off. And I'm probably gonna take off Matt Stafford for Stroud. And and Love, but everybody else. Lamar should be higher up on that list.
I forgot about Love. Wow, he just got a new contract too.
Yeah.
Hey, Kerry, what you think about the list? You like it? If you don't, who would you put on to take off?
If I was going to take any of that off first, I'd probably take Baker Mayfield off and put I might have had his name, the Cincinnati guy,
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
Okay.
And if I was going to take another one off, I'd probably take off Matthew Stafford. And I kind of like the other guys. I would put CJ on there.
Okay. Mo.
Yes, sir.
Who you putting on, taking off?
I'm taking off 11. I'm gonna say a person nobody else would say. Justin Fields.
Oh yeah.
Stop, man. Come on, stop. Yo,
stop it.
Man,
stop it.
Come on, man. Yo, you trying to play, you got jokes, right? Because you on a call now. You couldn't even if you was live and said that, you would have a smile on your face. Come on, man. You know what, you need to stop.
The proof is in the Kool-Aid.
Stop, man. Stop.
If he's throwing it to a tight window, it's a pick.
Yeah. Come on, Mo. Stop. Yo, Mo, stop, man.
Hey.
Come on, Mo. Come on, Mo. Stop.
Watch this season.
Mo, you need to stop. See, that's a homer. That's a homer statement. Anybody, if you believe that's a homer statement, raise your hand. That's a homer statement.
Absolutely, homer statement.
Absolutely,
homer statement. Absolutely.
I mean, Mo.
Mo. I'm going to say that Russell Wilson has a better deep ball than Russell Fields. I mean, Justin Fields. I'm sorry.
Justin Fields. I'm sorry. I would agree with that too. I would agree. I think he does too. But you know what's the crazy part about it is that if this thing don't work in Chicago, they gotta fire the coach. Because the coach stayed and the quarterback left. And they setting Williams up not to fail. They gave can anybody remember a rookie coming into a offense that's set up like this for this guy? I mean, he has all the weapons he needs.
Brock Purdy.
Offensive line.
Brock Purdy.
He got some wide receivers. Yep, I would say Brock Purdy by default. I would say Brock Purdy by default. That's crazy though. So
Patrick Mahomes.
He definitely has to be able to do something there. Lou, who would you take on and who would you keep off? Yes. Is there anybody you would change?
Let's see. Well, I think maybe Mr. Irrelevant.
Who's that?
Brock Purdy.
Okay, you put Brock Purdy on there. And who would you take off?
Who would I take off?
Even Will. So I'm looking at Will Levis. Is he looking at the future? Because if he's looking at the future of this guy's playing, why is not Jordan Love on here? Why Tua not on here?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the Levis is the one that Levis and Baker kind of get to me a little bit on that right there.
Not crazy about Mayfield.
Yeah, I'm not doing Mayfield. I just can't.
Baker got a cannon.
He do.
What's your opinion though about?
But he's not deep. He's not a deep threat though. He doesn't throw the deep ball well.
Yes, he does.
He didn't do it in Cleveland.
Who did he have in Cleveland?
OBJ. Didn't do it in Carolina.
He
definitely did. Well, Carolina had nobody.
The year they went to the playoffs, that was based on run with Chubbs and Binder. I mean, not Binder, but the other running back. I was never a Baker Mayfield fan from the day one, but I'll give him credit where credit's due. He's doing a good job. He's doing a good job at Tampa. But I wanted Josh Allen in. I was so hurt when they drafted him. I wanted Josh Allen so bad in Cleveland because he reminded me so much of Ben Roethlisberger. I was like, yo, we get a Ben in Cleveland and that air, that thin air. I mean, it get cold out there. He sling that rock. I was like, man. But
they didn't say the better quarterback. They said the stronger arm.
But that's why
Baker got a cannon.
I can't see it.
Did you watch him in Oklahoma?
See, but we ain't talking about Oklahoma. We talking about the NFL right now.
I mean,
he had a strong arm. If you were to go back, but if you go back to college days, you go gonna take Lamar off because Lamar was more of an option run quarterback.
Well, yeah.
He wasn't a passer. You know what I'm saying? No. And Patrick Mahomes, we didn't know what the devil he was doing because we wasn't nobody following him.
Yeah. Well, Kyler Murray also has a strong arm too. Absolutely.
He got to learn the playbook first.
Well, yeah, I mean, but it's strong arm.
So next up, guys, we didn't get a chance to talk about this last week, but where's it at here? I just did it top. So out of the top 10 draft picks that we have for 2024, these are the top 10. And let me see here. Pulling it up now. It's doing something funky here. Okay. So we had Caleb Williams at number 1, Jaden Daniels at number 2, Drake May at number 3, Marvin Harris at number 4, John Alt at number 5, Malik Neighbors at number 6, J.C. Latham at number 7, Michael Penix Jr. at number 8. Roman Aduze, wide receiver at number 9. J.J. McCarthy at number 10. So out of that whole group of 10, who you think is going to be fitted for a jacket when their career is over with? I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna go with the no-brainer. I'm going with John Alt at offensive tackle. I'm going with him. That's a no-brainer for me. Anybody else got somebody else other than him? Do we think Cade Williams will be a Hall of Famer? Anybody think?
I do. I think he'll be a Hall of Famer.
Jayden Daniels is a Hall of Famer. Could he be a Hall of Famer? Drake May, could he be a Hall of Famer?
Well,
Marvin Harris, there's a possibility.
He's the one for me outside Hall.
Okay. Then you have Malik Neighbors, wide receiver for the Giants, and you got J.C. Latham, outside offensive tackle for Alabama. He's another one that could be a Hall of Fame. Offensive tackles getting that. All they got to do is block for that quarterback, and they go get in that thing. They just got to stay around a long time. You know what I'm saying, to get in. I don't know about nobody else, guys. Anybody else think somebody else could get in?
If you're thinking Penix, forget it.
Okay. All right.
Very inconsistent. I don't see him getting a jacket now.
All right. Next up, guys.
And they won't even use him that much in the regular season.
All right. Next up. College football season's coming up. What team did we talk about? We didn't get a chance to talk about the last week, right? About what team we thought was going to lose in week 1. I don't think we talked about that, right? We did?
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
All right, so let me scratch it off the board here. So let's look at college football for a minute, and let's look at the Heisman Trophy hopefuls. The top 5. Okay, we have Riley Leonard, quarterback out of Notre Dame. Schedule's weak. I don't know if that's I think the schedule's weak, so I don't know if he's in there at the end. He's a plus 2,000 on odds to win. Carson Beck, quarterback out of Georgia. Anybody believe in him? He's a plus 750. Quentin Error, quarterback out of Texas. Wait a minute. Let me ask you a question. Where is Manning? Is he at Texas?
Yes, he is. He's the backup.
He's the backup. What is going on with this guy? I mean, is he trying
It's with the NIL.
It's with the NIL
gimmick.
Okay, explain that to the people that don't know, because I don't know. I know what NIL is, but why is NIL such a big deal for him? He hasn't gotten any time in as a
well, that's the reason why he's not the starter. It's
okay,
with the
so
NIL.
It's with the NIL. Is there a possibility we can see him going to the portal?
No. He'll likely stay and wait until Earls leaves, and then he'll be in that position.
So has he lost any? He's been in 2 years, right? So he's not considered a true freshman no more, right? So he comes in next year as a junior. Is that correct, guys?
Believe so.
All right, while Matthew looks that up. Next up, he has 1,000 consensus on. Next is Dylan Gabriel, quarterback at Oregon.
Good possibility.
It says I don't know why I didn't read it earlier, but it says why Dylan Gabriel will win the Heisman Trophy. It won't exactly take the nation by storm, but there's a real shot that he's closest this season on the NCAA all-time leading passer. So he must be slinging that rock already for Oregon. He's a plus 17. Number 1, Jalen Milroy, quarterback from Alabama. So let me ask you guys a question. He's a plus 14. If Alabama loses 2 games, which they possibly could, and because of the playoffs way, they probably get in. He's a favorite. I watched him play last year. He seemed like the game, unless the game has kind of slowed down for him, looked like he was rushing a lot.
Yeah.
Did anybody watch any Alabama games? Because that's what I saw from him. Like the game just didn't catch.
So did I.
Okay.
So with Manning,
he is. Go ahead.
He is considered a second-year quarterback.
So he would start as a junior.
Actually, redshirt freshman.
He'll be a redshirt freshman.
They consider him as a redshirt freshman right now. On Texas's website.
Okay, guys, let's talk about this for a minute. So you spent 2 years in college, and you haven't really played because in order for you to lose your freshman year, you have to play so many games. I get that, but so they still has him as a redshirt freshman, even though he's a sophomore and he hasn't played any games. Is that fair? So my question to you guys is right here. He comes out as a true freshman, which means he can play 2 years and then he can leave, which technically he will be a junior. He'll be a senior, technically in the years of college. Would that make him a better quarterback in the NFL? Anybody got a thought? Anybody got thoughts on that?
And currently he is 19.
So that means he'll go if he play. So if he doesn't play this year, he goes in the NFL at 22.
Mm-hmm.
If he does 2 years and goes.
I don't think it makes him better.
They must have a plan.
I don't think it makes him better.
And the thing is,
I think they have. And the thing is, go ahead, Matthew.
Quentin Earls, the reason why he is at Texas is with the NIL money that Texas offered him compared to what Ohio State offered him. Because Ohio State offered him $10 million.
So
when he was in high school.
So let's think about this, right? So now he's a Manning, and we've seen both Mannings win Super Bowl rings. We saw one Manning beat up on the Patriots two times, and nobody else could do. We seen the other Manning go to the Colts, win the Super Bowl, then go to Denver, win the Super Bowl. Could we expect the same thing out of this Manning? I'm gonna say no. They're setting him up so that he doesn't fail. But if he's getting more than $10 million in NIL money from Texas, why? See, there's something just ain't math. The math ain't mathing here. And plus they're in the SEC too. So we gotta Matthew, if you can dig into that a little bit more, and we have that ready for next week, because something just, man, anybody feel the same way I feel? Like something,
because when your starting career is making more than $10 million from NIL, and then you're behind them, but yet you're making the same amount because of the waiting for that opportunity to start. And that's just a lot of head scratchers. Like for example, when the new college football video game came out, every college athlete got their $600 check. Except for Arch Manning. Arch Manning waited and declined to be in the game until NCAA offered him $60,000 to do a commercial with Eli, and they'd put him in the game if they did that commercial.
So let me ask you guys a question. Let's talk about this real quick, because this is scratching me somewhere. So you got two brothers that played in the NFL. You got your dad who played in the NFL. That probably didn't make anywhere close to the amount of money that his brother's making. You know he's sharing that loop with. They got to be sharing the loop with him. He's probably riding around Texas in a brand new anything every 2 years. Every other year, they buying him something to ride around in. His NIL money probably paying for that. He probably walk around, if he's one of them dudes that like to buy jewelry. He's bling-blinging everywhere he goes. So is this about money? Because they already got money. The Mannings got money. So what is this all about? This is really scratching me somewhere that I don't want to.
It's about.
Go ahead, Rich.
It's about Bronny. And LeBron. It's the same thing. It's no different. It's the nepotism. Bronny James doesn't need money. His dad said as much in an interview. And so it's like, it's just nepotism. And it's okay. Get your money because you might not be that good. That $10 million is going to come in handy after your college career is over. Get it while you can. And Texas is paying the most.
Yeah, Mo, what you got? What you got for us, Mo?
I was going to say it's not about that. It's really about you got to stay 3 years in college. And it's been proved that all you got to do is play well for one. So all he's doing is just sitting by this time. He's shooting and he balls out. It's the number one thing, and he saved his money.
He better ball out. That's all I got to say. He better ball out if he's gonna be in the top 5 or the top 10, whatever. He better ball out. He better. And only other person I can really think that could have been the same situation is Joe Burrows, because he was at Ohio State, left Ohio State, and went to Clemson, right? And he balled out in Clemson. But he came in the pros. LSU. I'm sorry, LSU. He balled out LSU, and he's still balling out now. His only problem is he got to stay healthy. That's his only issue. You know what I'm saying? You look at anybody else. Nobody else. Go ahead, Matthew.
And the only other quarterback right now that you can put in Burrow's scenario is Dylan Gabriel, who went from Oklahoma to Oregon this past offseason. Because Oregon, a lot of people don't know this. Oregon is the only college with unlimited NIL money because of Nike.
Yeah, because of Nike. Yes,
yep, the CEO said that he would donate as much money as possible for them to get the top recruitment in the country. Because last week, Ohio State, they lost 4 recruits. 4 top 10 recruits in this year's class and the next year's class. All to Oregon because of money.
Now, let me ask you a question. Do you think that them being in the Big Ten now, if they wasn't in the Big Ten, do you think they still would have went to Oregon?
More likely. Because Oregon has that nice stadium and the atmosphere and the good coaching staff.
Okay. Hey, if you guys get an opportunity, I want you to go to college football. It's called CFN, College Football News. Download that, and it has a lot of good questions and things I hear for 2020. Is that what you're looking at, Matthew? It talks about expansion. CFB explains best team to not make the CFB. It has a bunch of categories of things that we could talk about in the future with college football. So that's very interesting. That's very interesting. I just, like you said, the nepotism that goes along with this it's crazy, man. It's so insane. It's so insane. Next up is what we're gonna talk about next. We did the Heisman. How much time we got left? All right, so we got about 45 minutes left. So let's go ahead real quick. Hey Mo, Boston's playing the New York Knicks opening day when they get their rings. I just don't have a date yet. I think it's October 22nd. Remember I said that's what I want them to see. I want them to see them play. First it was Philly. I don't want to see them play them bums. I want New York. Give me the best. Give me the best, and let's see how we do with the rest. So,
exactly. Show me something.
So I'm gonna go first. Get my teams out the way.
And I'm talking about the home city.
So I watched the Rams yesterday, and Bennett the fifth or fourth or whatever he is. He threw, if he's a fourth, he threw 4 interceptions. He marked it. He got it on the back of his jersey. I think he's the fifth. But he was close to getting the number on his back of his jersey as interceptions. And the part that bothered me the most was all the interceptions he threw, there was no pressure there. He read the coverage wrong, right? But now he hadn't played in over a year. They still hasn't really said why he was now. I think it had something to do with alcohol. I think he had a drinking problem for real. But that's here nor there. They got a wide receiver that's number 88 is going to be nice for them. I like to see that. The defense is ready. They're getting the defense is getting together. They're not going to miss Aaron Donald as much as I thought they were going to miss, because if you look at the draft, they drafted straight defense. They drafted a kid, the defensive tackle for Clemson. He played really good yesterday. Cleveland Browns. I didn't get a chance to watch their game, so can't say much about them. But I know they just traded for another center because the starting center got hurt. They got a center from, I think it's from Seattle, right? They gave about a 6th round pick or something like that for him, but he played with the Browns before, so that's going to help them out. Even though I think that if Cleveland doesn't win the division or make the playoffs, I think that Stefanski might be out of it, even though he got coach of the year last year, because he had 5 different quarterbacks. I think they might get rid of him, because you really don't want to waste that defense on a team that's not going anywhere. But he's coaching. He's not the one playing. But I think that there might be a Belichick whisper in the group or something like that. So those are my 2 teams. Let's go with Rich. 49ers, how they look?
We look great.
We
just gotta try to figure out what we're gonna do with Brandon Ayuk, and then that'll pretty much solidify the offense.
What is going? So let's talk about this for a quick minute, okay? So Brandon Ayuk wants to go to Pittsburgh, which I have no problem with that, but he should have never let the cat out of the bag. He should have just left it alone. And I would have went to the front office and said, "Yo, send me to Pittsburgh." I went to Pittsburgh. Yeah. What can we get? Yeah. Okay, this is what I want for him. But then they fall out. Then they fall back in love with the guy, and now they want riches more than what Pittsburgh has to give. So I don't think he's going to hold
Pittsburgh
out.
I think Pittsburgh got it. They just don't want to pay it. Because they're we can wait on him to be a free agent and just grab him.
But now, what, Mo, do you know what Pittsburgh was going to give up to get him? Because I know what Cleveland was going to give up, a 2nd and a 6th and Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper's contract would have fit right into what they were doing. And Amari Cooper said, I don't mind being traded to a team that has an opportunity to go Super Bowl. But Mo, do you know what Pittsburgh was trying to give up to get him? Or what San Francisco wanted from y'all?
We don't want to give up. We wanted to give up Carlson Jr.
Say that again?
I think a 2nd and like a 4th. Calvin Austin Jr. He's a younger wide receiver that has improved.
Okay. And what draft pick?
They want an established player. They have asked for Mika Fitzpatrick.
They wanted Mika Fitzpatrick.
Fire move to tight end. They also asked for George Pickens. George Pickens.
Whoa, wait a minute. Are you saying they asked for Pickens and Fitzpatrick?
No.
Oh, okay.
Pickens, Fitzpatrick, or Fire move.
Oh, okay.
And the 2nd and a 3rd.
So why would they? So if they get Fire moved, then they thinking that Kittles is over the hill? Is that what they're thinking?
No, they're thinking Kittle's. They're thinking Kittle's contract is getting rich. And we might have to let Kittle go. So if we got Fryer move,
that makes sense.
We got a tight end.
That makes sense.
Hey Mo, do you have us on speakerphone? Because we're getting double echo there.
Yep, I'm getting it too, man. I don't know what it is. When I'm trying to hear that echo, and when I'm trying to hear that echo over there.
But see, you know what though? You're the only one echoing because everybody else is not echoing, and I think because you're on the speakerphone is probably why you're echoing.
Matthew's
now,
echoing
if you could
for
put
me.
an earpiece, Matthew's echoing for me. He is. I can't hear. He's not. I can't hear him because when I talked to him earlier, he didn't echo. So Mo, if you got an earpiece, that might help as well. All right. So what did you see? Okay, you saw San Francisco do what they're doing, and you're satisfied. Dana. No. Let me go. Let me go to Curry on this one. Curry. No, Rich, you got something to say?
I was just gonna say I'm never
I was just gonna
satisfied.
say I'm never satisfied.
But I'm okay
Okay.
with what we got going on.
Okay with what we got going on.
Okay, Curry, what you like about Miami this weekend?
Well, I like what I'm seeing. I'm gonna start on the defense, and let's work back to the front. The secondary, I feel really, really good about the secondary.
Mm-hmm.
I feel really, really good about the linebackers. I think they upgraded from over last year with the linebackers, with the guys that they brought in. They've got some edge rushers that I'm a little concerned about because they're new to the system. But I think they can, if they can just serve as a Band-Aid until we get Jalen Phillips back and Bradley Chubb back, I think that that's going to be a potent defense if we can keep everybody healthy and get the guys back off of the injured reserve list. Now, now let's flip to the offensive side of it. Of course, I feel good about the quarterback. I feel extremely good about the running backs.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing but speed there. And the wide receivers, of course, I feel good about those guys. Now, I even feel even better about the tight end that they brought in from Atlanta because I think he's going to serve as a big target in the red zone, which we didn't have before. And also, OBJ is going to also, I think, be another target in the red zone. Now, if there's any place that I feel a little skeptical about, it's going to probably be the O-line. I'm not 100% sure about the O-line, but if we can get the people healthy that we do have in place on the O-line, if we can get those guys healthy, I think it's going to be okay because last year, the O-line wasn't really bad. It was just the fact that we couldn't keep anybody healthy on that O-line.
Right.
So it just started to unravel on towards the end when you compound that with all the other injuries that they had. But I feel pretty good about this team this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, Lou, give me a take on your New York Jets, or whatever one you Dallas Cowboys or New York Jets. Which one you can pick one to talk about.
Well, I was still skeptical about the Jets, from like last season, after the debacle that we went through with Rodgers, if they can stay healthy, I'd be saying too. But we also, of course, we got to look for a good backup quarterback. Because, we were trying so hard last year, and they all just crashed and burned on us. So if Rodgers goes down, we need to get a good backup to help us, take it better in the game. Otherwise, there's going to be a loss completely. So the jury is still on that. Dallas, I think, is okay.
Okay.
What are y'all going to do with Hassan Reddick?
What are y'all going to do with Hassan Reddick?
Yo, that was a shocker.
Yeah.
That came out of the blue. Why he wants to leave? I'm like, what is going on here?
He just got there.
That's what I'm saying. So maybe he's not drinking the Kool-Aid, as Curry would say.
That's not a chocolate.
As Curry would say, he don't want to drink that Aaron Rodgers Kool-Aid. Maybe that might be the case, man. That makes no sense. He just got there. What is going on?
He's the missing piece on that defense.
Man, I don't get it.
That's why he told the Eagles to trade him. Like, he wanted to come with the money. Now the Jets don't want to come with the money. I don't blame you. Man, tell me.
I mean, his term will come around. I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's going nowhere. But that's that. I heard that. I was like, wow. Mo, what about Pittsburgh? What did you see that looked good to you?
Look good. Dolphins. The way that we actually move. The concern is Justin Fields dropping the ball twice.
Yeah.
But I blame that on the center who hasn't played center in a while.
Is he under center? Was he under center?
Yeah, he was under center.
See, that might be a problem for him.
So, but then I really like the way the defense plays. I love that Corey Trice is healthy. He's our young 7th rounder that we picked up last year.
Mm-hmm.
220 quarterback. They put him on the other side of Joey Porter Jr. Might have a great year.
Okay. All right. Matthew, Seattle.
Very surprised by them this past weekend because the defense had more tackles than the Chargers, even though Seattle had less defensive players on the field the whole game compared to the Chargers by almost double digit. Not only that, they had more QB hits than the Chargers, and we had less backup QBs in compared to the Chargers. Other than that, the receivers look very strong. There's a guy out there named Brady Russell who is very physical. He actually pushed 2 defenders to get the touchdown, which was the only receiving touchdown for Seattle. Sam Howell very surprised me as he didn't have a well-trained camp, but he did have an impressive first game as he had 130 yards and a passing touchdown.
Okay, that's impressive. I think we got Coach Gray on the line. He's a Cowboy fan. Coach Gray, did you watch the Cowboys all this weekend?
No, man, I didn't watch this weekend at all. I've been extremely busy, but don't worry about the Cowboys. We're the only team expected to win the Super Bowl every year, so why do we even talk about it? There is no other conversation that you need to have with that team. It's one expectation, and that's it. Ain't no in between.
Hey, so how's our wide receiver doing down there? Did he get any burn?
Yeah, he got in. I did a check with his dad. He did get in the game against Kansas City. He caught one pass for a first down and moved the chains. But he's doing extremely well, in practice and camp. They really like him down there. So it's all about business. And like I explained to him, every team in the league is watching you. Don't worry about one. Just do your best every time.
Exactly. Because somebody may see you and give you another job with somebody else. So hopefully that works out well for him. All right. So I think we got everybody. I think we got everybody on about their team. So let's go ahead. We got about
Hey, Kevin.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'd like to hear Dana's take on what he thinks about the Dolphins. But before he give his take, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask him a question. And that question would be, Dana, would you like to see Ryan Tannehill come back to the Dolphins?
I personally would love that.
Yeah.
I would
like to see him come back because we have better touch to go through this time. And he has a decent defense back. Ryan Tannehill is not bad for the Dolphins.
I would like to see that because he's good. He's a good manager. I think he's a good manager as a backup.
Yep.
I really do. That would be a nice move for Miami. I think that would be a nice move because he's not with.
I really hated to see Ryan Tannehill do it.
So there's nobody. He's not with nobody right now, right?
Nope.
So he just sit back waiting for somebody to call him. He's sitting on the couch like my man did last year for the Browns, Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
Okay, all right. So let's real quick go over the division. I need you guys to tell me who's going to win the division. I'm going to put it up on the board. We're not going to do the Super Bowl just yet because we got to figure out. I'm going to let you guys give me the division right now. So your homework for next Monday is to come back and tell us who plays who in the playoffs, the wild card games, all that good stuff so we can write it down. And then you guys come up with your predictions for the Super Bowl. But everybody know that Dana the Hater, and Mr. Sandman will be doing the football picks this season coming up. And actually next Monday we're going to 6 to 8. We'll start 6 to 8 next week. So you guys can get used to doing that time frame so that when Monday Night Football comes on, we'll be done with the show and you guys get an opportunity to watch the games. So the AFC East, Dana, who do you have winning that division?
Yeah, surprise. If my boys stay healthy, I go with them.
You going to the Dolphins?
Right now, I'm going with the Buffalo Bills.
Okay. Sandman, who you got?
I'm going with the Dolphins. It's just, I think they found a way to stay healthy.
AFC North. Sandman, who you got?
This may surprise you. Give me the Cleveland Clowns.
All right. Dana, who you got?
AFC North, I got to go with the Ravens.
I think they lost a little bit too much. AFC South. Dana, who you got?
I got Jacksonville with that.
Whoa, okay. Sandman, who you got?
I got Houston.
Okay. AFC West. Sandman, who you got?
I got KC.
Dana, who you got?
I had the Chiefs.
Okay. In the National League, NFC East, Dana.
I got the Eagles.
Okay. Sandman, who you got?
I got the Cowboys as long as their running backs stay healthy.
Okay. NFC North. Sandman, who you got?
I got the Packers.
Dana, who you have?
Packers.
So you guys think they're gonna beat Detroit?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay. NFC South.
Detroit, man.
NFC South. Sandman.
Oh, I have the Buccaneers. Oh.
Okay. Then they got the Bucks. Sandman, who you got?
I got the Falcons.
Ooh. NFC West. Is that what we? Yeah, NFC West. Dana, who you have?
I had the 49ers.
Sandman, who you got?
You already know who I got. I got the Seahawks.
As a homer pick.
You sure?
All right. Everybody else. So everybody else, if you guys can inbox me your picks, I'm going to put it on the board, and hopefully this weekend I can type it up and I'm gonna put it in the chat. I'm put it in the room, and then we're gonna see what people think about our picks. So we need is 2 wild card teams, right? They make the playoffs.
3.
It's three teams. Wow.
4 division winners, 3.
I didn't know 3 wild cards. I thought it was only. I thought it was 2 wild cards.
That's why
Yeah.
That's why there's one side now.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
the
yeah. It
team-
is 3.
Oh yeah. It is 3.
Is it 3 wild cards?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Dana in the AFC. Let me see. Okay. Either AFC wildcard teams, Dana, give them to me. The 3.
Oh, man. Okay. Give me the Bengals, the Dolphins, and give me the Steelers.
The Steelers.
Yeah.
So you have.
Something about Mike Tomlin.
So you don't. You got Houston not even making a. You don't have Houston winning the division,
No,
and you don't have Houston in the playoffs.
they won and done.
Okay.
They gonna figure him out.
Okay.
See, they didn't really know what his job was all about.
So he's going to get that sophomore jinx. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he gonna get that sophomore jinx.
Okay, Sandman, who you got for me? AFC.
I got New England.
Ooh.
Pittsburgh. And Denver.
Wow. Okay. Guys, make sure y'all write that down. Okay. NFC. Okay, Sandman, who you got for the NFC?
Okay.
NFC, I got Detroit.
Okay.
I got the Saints. And I got the Giants.
The Giants. Whoa. Okay. Dana, who you got for the NFC?
Okay, give me Dak in them.
Wait. You said Dak and them. Cowboys?
Yeah, give me Dak in them.
Okay.
Them boys. Okay, give me the Lions. And give me the drum roll, please. The Seattle Seahawks.
Wow. Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this to you guys, and I'm going to give you Detroit. I think I'm okay with what y'all doing, but I think the Detroit Lions will be the top seed. I think they'll be the top seed this year. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm going to give you the schedule. Okay. So they start off with the Rams at home. They got the Buccaneers. They got the Cardinals and Seattle. They can actually go 3-0. 1, 2, 3. They can actually be 4-0 before they play the Cowboys. That game's and that's that Cowboys. That could be a game they lose. I think they beat the Vikings. I think they beat the Titans. I think they lose to the Green Bay. That's 2 losses. I think they beat the Texans, Jaguars. I think they beat the Colts. They beat the Bears. Let's say they split with the Packers. That's 3 losses. They played at Buffalo. That's the only game they played. Oh, I said home. So I think they beat Buffalo. They play at the Bears. I think they lose the Bears because it don't matter. The biggest game of the season will be at the 49ers. I think they beat the 49ers, and I think they beat the Vikings. I think they end up with 3 to 4 losses. that schedule they have is conducive of them going. What I gave them 3 losses, 3. Let's say give them 4 losses. That's 13 and 4. Anybody agree with me on Detroit? This schedule is for them.
Oh yeah.
That schedule is for them to make the playoffs. I don't see nothing.
Hey, look, I don't agree with it.
Go ahead, Curry.
You had them winning as
Huh?
If that's a Super Bowl. If they win all those games, they're gonna win the Super Bowl.
That's I think but the thing about it is with the schedule is they play nobody outdoors other than the Packers. I mean, they play the Packers and they got the Bears. They play the Bears right before Christmas. That game matters for the simple fact that they could be that could clinch the home field advantage with them. And they play the 49ers. If the 49ers can come,
but they come in this year with a bullseye on their back, and no one expected that run they had last year the way they did, and now everyone's taking notice. I don't think it's gonna be that easy for them this year.
I knew they was gonna be good last year from the way they ended the year prior to that. Now, if the coach don't take,
get hot. It's hard to beat hot. It's hard to beat hot.
If the coach don't take, if the coach goes for field goals instead of going for 4th down and 2s or 3s,
right?
Then it's a whole different. Then they win some games. But if he doesn't, if he still has that same mentality that he wants to go for it all the time, some games you just can't do that.
That's my whole thing. That's my whole thing, and reason why I don't think they're going to be as good as you may think they are, because I think they missed their window last year. They were right there at the edge of going right to the Super Bowl. But after those kind of, I hate to say it like that, but those boneheaded calls that the coach made, I think you're going to have some carryover this year, and they're not going to be as good. And somebody stated already, I think they caught some teams off by surprise, and those teams are going to be geared up for them this year. So I don't see them doing as well as they did last year.
I don't know, man. I think the Packers might give them a run for the money, but I just don't. I don't
My
know.
only problem
is
their defense. And can they stay healthy as a team as a whole? Because with each NFL team, no matter how good you are, or how bad you are, it comes down to that O-line and the D-line. Because if the D-line can't catch up to them, which for the most part, the only person I can only see reach the QB is Hutchinson. Other than that, there people I'd be questioning them. And even with their backups, with the linebackers.
So this is the Packers schedule. Okay, so they start at home against the Eagles and the Colts. The Colts game gonna be kind of tough. Eagles, we don't know what we're gonna get from the Eagles right now. After that shenanigans, my man said he called who he said he called who did he call? The offensive coordinator? Wink Martindale, somebody like that?
Yeah.
That right there was disrespectful. So I think the Eagles is ready to crash and burn behind this. We have never seen a quarterback and an offensive coordinator or a head coach not get along like this at all. When he came up with that comment, that had to say something about the head coaching and the offensive coordinator they have now. That not now, but when he called another offensive coordinator that's not even on the payroll about plays. That is we look at.
That's wrong, Kenneth.
Huh?
He called the defensive coordinator that just beat him.
I thought they said it was offensive coordinator. Maybe I read that wrong.
No, he called the defensive coordinator that just beat him, saying that show him asking what they did to him.
Okay. I guess I read that wrong then. But I'm looking at Green Bay's schedule right now, right? Okay. So they got the Eagles and the Colts at home. I would say the Colts, if their defense steps up, they can probably do something. They're at the Titans. That should be a win. The Vikings, should that be a win? They play the Rams at home. I mean, they play at the Rams. I think that's a get back because I think the Rams, if the Rams won that game last year, that puts a lot of pressure on the 49ers because they were like a game out of the 49ers at that time. They lost a game. That's a game they should have lost. They got the Cardinals. They got the Texans at the Jaguars. Of course, they got the Lions, the Bears. They got the 49ers. They got the Dolphins. They got the Lions again. They got Seattle, the Saints, the Vikings, the Bears. So they got how many teams that made the playoffs? They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They got 7 teams that made the playoffs. So that schedule's kind of tough too. That schedule's kind of tough. But what I wanted to look at was Houston's schedule. All right, let's look at Houston's schedule real quick. Since Dana said that quarterback, okay, Houston's schedule looks as that at the Colts, they got the Bears, they got the Vikings, they got the Jaguars, they got the Bills at home. They go to the Patriots. That's going to be 10-13. The weather should be decent there. They got the Packers. At the Packers, 10-20. The weather should be decent. They got the Colts. They got the Jets at 10-31. Weather should be decent. They got the Lions at the Cowboys, 11-18. That should be a good game right there. Titans at the Jaguars. They got the Dolphins. They got the Chiefs. They got Ravens. Ooh, they got the Dolphins, the Chiefs, and the Ravens. And at Tennessee at the end. Oof, that could be 3 losses at the end. Dolphins, Chiefs, and Ravens. Wow.
Well, the thing is with the Texans. They were smart with free agency. With the add-ons that they add on defense and offense.
Yeah.
Because with the new linebacker that they got, Al Shair, that dude with Will Anderson and this amazing full safety cornerback lineup, it's going to make the offense be more motivated when they make those big plays.
Yeah, it's going to be okay. Okay. So, all right, so you guys got some homework to figure out who wins, who plays who wins, who has the best record. I'm gonna let you guys figure it out. Then you come back next week and tell us, and then we go from there. Then if you guys can pick the records for the teams, who plays the wild card teams, and so on and so on, and then come up with your Super Bowl pick, and we'll go from there. And then I don't know if you guys want to do. I think it's too early to start doing your pick'ems, but if you guys want to do your pick'ems next week, let me know, and I'll set that time aside for you guys to go ahead and do your thing. For that, I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. Rich, when is the do we got enough players for the league?
We need 2. Only person here today is Lou. I don't know if he's going to play or not.
Lou, do you want to play in the fantasy football league we have?
I think I'll pass on that.
Okay, so if you guys know somebody outside of the group that wants to get in, let them know. Just inbox Rich the information. When is the draft?
I didn't set a date because we didn't talk about it.
Okay. We can talk about that. We can talk about it. Y'all want to do the draft? We can do the draft. We can talk about the draft in the chat if you guys want to.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say the weekend, the 22nd of August to the 26th, I'm in Vegas.
Okay.
So if we could do the draft after that, I'm cool. That following, I think I should be free that Tuesday coming back. I think I'm cool on that date. If everybody else is cool on that date, we can do the draft. I kind of like that. That's different than what I've been doing. Yeah. So I do have some questions we can do in the chat room. Coach Gray, how's everything going with you with your your endeavor to partnership with the NFL. Where are we at with that?
Yeah, we are having another meeting. The football players, a lot of them have to send in their questionnaires, and we have to get everyone situated with the endorsement, the companies that are interested, and then we have to figure out who's doing podcasts and who's not. So we're trying to put it all on the table.
Okay.
So we're looking at possibly September to have some type of direction for everybody. So right now it's all about the one-on-one meetings with the former players to position it properly with some type of company interested in their podcast or their appearances and event. So we got another meeting coming up at the end of this month.
Okay, all right. And as I told the guys, and Coach Gray, you wasn't on last week, but I submitted information to the Gaming Commission in Pennsylvania to do a high school podcast on Thursdays. I didn't get the money, but I'm still going to do that. Somebody need to put yourself on mute. They got a phone ringing or whatever. I didn't get the money to do it, but I'm still going to kind of do it. And what I'm going to do though is Thursday night. I'm going to have a show, and actually me and Ray Bennett is collaborating to do this. And then we're gonna pick the team, and then we're gonna go to their game and do a live show there, and maybe talk to the coaches and talk to some players and just do some live filming of them. And I haven't made the page up yet, but I'm going to make the page up. I'm waiting on the banner to be done. So hopefully going forward next year, that when I go to Harrisburg, for the Gaming Commission, that they will okay what I'm doing, because I got skin in the game at that point in time. But I would like to, if possible, that any funding that we get for the podcast that you and I might do, that we can share that with the mid-pen. And what I would love to do is, if everybody that's on here that wants to do a podcast. I know Rich wants to do a podcast. Rich is in Pennsylvania with me, so he couldn't do another one. But if it's if we had somebody that would be willing to want to do a podcast for their high school in their in the area that they're in, we could offer that to them as well. But again, what I'm waiting for is that we have a young man right now that has to go up to the PIAA for eligibility to play for Harrisburg. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to put it out there just yet, but he goes to the PIAA in a hearing coming up soon for his eligibility to play. And the situation is that they're saying that he ran out of eligibility, and they're fighting this because it's during the COVID situation. It's a year that he didn't play, and they're saying that he should be able to play this year. And in all honesty, if he does play, Harrisburg should be this team they have assembled right now will make it. If everybody stay healthy, everybody stays eligible, this team is built to go to the state finals, and to play Bishop, whatever they are out of Philly. They're not as loaded as they were last year. This team that we're talking about recruits all through the country. They bring players in through the country and recruit them to play here. And like you have like Marvin Harrison Jr., he played on this team. You have Trotter that played on this team. You have the tight end that plays for the Falcons. He was on this team as well. There's several players, pro athletes, that they send their kids to this team, and they win state titles. And it's more of a recruiting thing that it's not. They recruit them to come there and play, but the issue I have is that they allow this to happen, but you're fighting with a kid who has one more year eligibility left to play on the team in the mid-pen, a mid-pen, which is the mecca to me, the mecca of football for state of Pennsylvania. And now you're telling him that he can't play. So I'm waiting for the results to come out of that to bring all of that into existence, because I think that we have an issue where you have public schools playing against public schools, and I think you should have Catholic schools play against Catholic schools, and I think you should have prep schools play against prep schools. Now, if you want to bring in another league to make it a four-way thing, where you have these four teams play each other, then you find out who's the best of the best. But give those teams their flowers for winning a title. And then if you want to say, okay, well, let's see who the best out of each class, then let's go ahead and do that. Because at the end of the day, even if you have somebody that wins a title at Class A, single A, but they're still being recruited by Division I schools. So what's the difference in who if they play the AA, AAA, 4A, 5A, 6A, prep, whatever, private, whatever, and then you come with one champion. I can see that happening. But give those guys their flowers because they won their division. They won the Quad A, 6A. You won the AAA. You won the 4A title. But if the PIAA want to push that into the mix of let's see who's the best of the state altogether, that's fine and dandy. But let them guys get their flowers, because again, if you're looking at I cannot think of the team's name. Rich, do you know who it is? That wins the Quad A, the 6A all the time. Bishop something. I cannot, for the life of me, think of who they are. Let me look at something real quick here before we get off the air.
The Quad A or the 6A?
Quad A or the 6A?
6A. I'm gonna go to Atlanta. I'm gonna go to the depth charts. I'm gonna go to Cal Pitts. It doesn't show. Okay, bio. Let me go to Cal Pitts bio.
Like Archbishop Carroll or something?
Archbishop Carroll or something?
It's Archbishop Carroll?
It's filling in private schools.
They in Maryland?
They cheat.
No, it's not. It's not Archbishop Carroll. It's somebody else. Oh my goodness, I cannot think of her to save my soul.
McNamara?
Let me do this. PA 6A football champ. Let me see who it is. St. Joe's Prep. That's who it is. St. Joe's Prep.
Oh yeah.
They're in Philly.
Oh yeah.
St. Joe's Prep. They played. We lost to Harrisburg. Lost to North Allegheny. In the championship, and to play St. Joe's Prep. St. Joe's Prep beat them 45-23 in the 6A. And I think Harrisburg was just too tired because they had just got finished playing Central Manheim in the double overtime, and they lost to them, and they had to turn around that next week and play North Allegheny for the championship. But St. Joe's Prep beat them 45-23. The score doesn't reflect what the final score was, but Coach Gray, if you look up St. Joe's Prep, you'll see there's a lot of guys that get recruited from there to go. Like the quarterback got recruited year for last. He lived in New Jersey but played in Pennsylvania, which I'm trying to figure that one out. How did that make sense? So again, if you want to make it fair for everybody and not just make it fair for certain teams.
Right.
And that's the issue that's the issue that Pennsylvania's having right now. So that's one.
And that young man has to do his research, because I don't think it's an isolated case.
Nope.
And he has to look at other schools that have been dealing with the same COVID situation and use that as a leverage thing.
Right, and again, I think he might have an opportunity to go down to Texas and play as well. You know, and the thing about it is that it's not fair to him because he's been playing with these guys all for the last 4 years. And I just think there might have been an issue where he should have got reclassed as an 8th grader and came in, and then I think that might be one of the biggest issues. But again, the issue came up through another high school in our district that doesn't play us, right? They brought this up, but then this team has players that leave there and come to Harrisburg and play, and I think there's some animosity there, in a sense. But again, when and it's all kind of started with Michael Parsons when he came to Harrisburg and played. He left Central Dauphin, came to Harrisburg to play, and we had a linebacker that left at school and came to play for us. He went to Texas A&M. I think he transferred somewhere else, and I think this might be his year coming up that he might be looking to be drafted. But again, if you have a person like Michael Parsons on your team that's highly being recruited by every D1 school in the nation, and he goes to Penn State, so you got all these other coaches coming to look at him. They may say, well, I see Micah, but I see this other kid doing well too. That you got to take it. You got to take the bull by its horns and run with it. You can't get mad at him for that. But again, that's the problem we're having here in Harrisburg. Now they did recruit. They do have a freshman quarterback who stands 6'4". They said can sling the ball, but again, you're looking at a freshman, and the other quarterback started as a freshman. He's been a quarterback since then. But again, hopefully, the PIAA allows him to play. He's already got scholarship to go to Pitt, so he's set. So hopefully, if they say no, then he'll probably be leaving in January to go to play at Pitt as a freshman. And you can't get mad for that. He got to move on, even though it's a heartbreak. It would be a heartbreaking situation for the state for Harrisburg, because this team, I think, is built to be a state title team to win. Offensive line, there's some question marks, but we got Kevin Brown. I think it's Kevin Brown. His dad played for the Steelers, and he's a big dude. They got all the ingredients to make this pie right. You know what I'm saying? They got it all. It just they got to put it together, regardless if the quarterback gets an opportunity to play or not. So I know we went over the time limit, but we only went over by 8 minutes. But anyway, before we go, Dana, what you got for us? Anything good coming?
Hello?
Dana, anything good coming? You got anything good for us?
Just ready for the season, sir.
Okay. Ready for the season.
And play this pickle.
Okay. Curry, you got anything good for us?
Yes, I wanted to leave you with a did you know? And that did you know is, did you know that Tom Brady has one more year of eligibility? He could go back and play for the Michigan Wolverines and become their quarterback.
I didn't know that, but I guess because of the NIL deal now, he would be allowed to go back and play?
No, it has nothing to do with NIL.
Okay.
Tom Brady has 1 year of eligibility left in college. But once he went to the NFL, he lost his eligibility because he became a professional athlete. Now that he has been retired for over 1 full year, he resumes that year of eligibility status as an amateur, which means he could return to Michigan and become the quarterback.
Wow.
That's my little did you know.
Ain't that something?
He does not trust that O-line.
He does not trust that O-line.
Mo, what you got for us?
Did you know for you? Did you guys know that Philly suck?
What'd you say?
Stupid.
What did he say?
Did y'all know that Philly sucks?
Philly sucks.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Hey, Mo, next week we're gonna get more into this Jason Tatum situation. Is this more motivation for them to repeat, because of how they did Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. We're gonna get more into that. Lou, what you got for us?
We probably try out for the most medals, but we also came out on top with the most medals overall. And I did, so I'm very proud.
Okay. Coach Gray, would you got anything for us? Coach Gray, you got anything for us?
Okay. Well, then I'll put it in the trash.
Does Coach Gray want to get in on the fantasy league?
Hey, Coach Gray.
What's the name?
You would you want to get on the fantasy league with us?
Yes, sir. Get on what, sir?
We have a fantasy league that we have. Do you want to get in with us?
Oh man, I don't do fantasy.
Okay. All right. Okay. Any sports news you want to give us before we let you go?
Yeah. I partner with professional soccer and professional NFL players. Both teams are football. So soccer across the world is football. American football is football. So we're going to be on expeditions across the country with retired NFL players and retired soccer players to do football v football in a city near you very soon.
Okay. All right. Next up, guys. Isaiah Thomas says, I am more disappointed today than I was back when I was not selected not selected. Isaiah Thomas on handshake snub as the reason why he didn't make the dream team. There's things in the article, that they said that Magic Johnson was definitely pushing to get Isaiah on the team on the 2 final spots. Many blame Michael Jordan for Zeke's dream team snub because he didn't shake his hand when they finally beat Detroit. And Coach Gray and Curry can contest to this. Back then, nobody shook hands when they lost in the playoffs. Nobody shook hands. So in the Celtics did it. Nobody complained about it. But Isaiah do it now. You mad at him? So it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. I appreciate everybody coming on tonight. I'm thinking, I'm hearing. I didn't hear a lot of reverb, so hopefully this thing has we fought this devil and got it made. I'm going back and listen to it. Hopefully we got this thing situated. But with that being said, guys, enjoy your football week for your team. Dana and Sandman got some homework to do. And that's about it, guys. So we're gonna end this show.
Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show. You have been entertained in the sports world by K. Dix from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with a large heart, Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida, and Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. Remember, we throw stones and we do live in glass houses. Big time players make big time plays and big time games. Stay ready to be ready. You have been listening to an In the Zone Sports Talk Radio production. Remember, you can hear us again on star107fm.com on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to download the Try99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support.